I am Khadija Shari, and I am a professional model, dancer, and actress. I actually grew up in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, New York, but I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago. Being in Bed-Stuy, knowing that Jay-Z came from there, Biggie, Lil' Kim went to my junior high school, it just always made me want to dream bigger. I was in New York, hustling, grinding, and for some reason, I said, you know what, I've been given so many great opportunities, but it wasn't big enough. I was a dreamer. So something said, pack your stuff up and go to LA. So I moved to LA and people were like, oh, you know, it's gonna take you about 2 to 3 years before you even pop or before you get a job. And I said, wait a minute, no. Like, what do you mean? I'm coming from New York. That's concrete jungle. Of course I'm gonna succeed. Me being big-headed, but it didn't matter because by the time I got to that Rihanna audition, it was about 400 to 500 girls, 2-day process, and she chose 4 of us. It was the Loud Tour in 2011. From that moment on, it was just like, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm getting chills right now, just like remembering the experience. We went from arenas of 20 to 40,000 people to stadiums of like 80 to 100,000. The experience every single night was just incredible. I could hear the screams in my head right now. Just that feeling of getting out there, performing, and her songs were like the illest songs of all time. We doing What's My Name, Only Girl in the World, like it was just so many hits. Even her sometimes, she would look over at you and be like, yo, let's kill this tonight. You know, so that experience alone just always made me feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. We do the Marilyn video, and Pharrell, I just kind of felt like he embraced all of us for who we were as individual women. The lyrics were not even Marilyn Monroe, not even Joan of Arc, who Cleopatra, please. I just want a different girl. I was the face of the different girl. And I think it was just so major, especially for somebody like me growing up, being a dark-skinned girl, being in the industry where they tell you, oh, you know, being dark-skinned, you might not even really work that much, or there's not many lanes for you. For Pharrell to put me on such a pedestal at the time, it was just like, look y'all, there's more for us. As a black woman, you just have to carry yourself in a certain way where when somebody like a Pharrell sees you, he sees your beauty. I want them to look at that photo and see the possibilities, to see that there is more life outside of just being a Brooklyn girl. There's a place for you to shine. There's opportunities. Once you believe that and you carry that in your spirit, nobody can take it away from you. 10 years ago, I had my start with Beyonce. She gave me the opportunity to perform with her for the Video Music Award. What my role was to unhook her as she came out of the harness in the very beginning. They said, we need to know that you are capable, that you're ready and able to do this at this given time, because if you fail, the whole performance is screwed. So for me, it was all or nothing. So I gave that my all, and they recognized it. Here we are, 2016, and I get the opportunity to be one of the Super Bowl dancers, and we also happen to shoot the Formation video at the same time. It was so incredible to be a part of that video, so to speak, because of the times that we're in right now. And I feel like there's been many injustices against African American people in America, and just for her to bring light on these topics was just mind-blowing, and it just felt like if I wasn't a part of it, I would have been at home really mad. For the Lemonade Project, what was so surreal was the fact that we shot some of that on a plantation. And there was a part of it when she sang Freedom, it was a cappella. So we're all sitting there knowing that we have to be in character, but we're like, wow. Even sitting there looking who was next to me, we had Zendaya on set, I had just seen Serena. It was just like, wow, and I'm here. You know what I mean? So it was very, very rewarding to be a part of such amazing women and to be a part of Beyonce's vision on a whole. To be in her presence, you learn how to work harder. You just learn what it is to do things over and over and do it better than the last time. And I just was thankful to be there and to see what it was like to be on that level. It's inspiring. I was meant to be here, and I was meant to be at this level, shedding light and using my complexion, using my background, using all of the hardships that I went through to show other young black girls, listen, there's a way for you. If you believe it, if you be consistent and just stick to exactly what you see, because, you know, not all the time do your friends or your family or co-workers see the vision that you see for yourself. So for me, I just am thankful to be able to have the magic that I have, the black girl magic, and just sprinkle it wherever I can. I actually want to start doing more workshops because to me, it's not only about teaching the dancers choreography. I want them to learn about being the one. When you train, yes, you need to train and be specific and go exactly where you need to go, where the teacher tells you, but you also have to be very aware of your personality. You have to be very aware of who you are, because when you get in that room, you have to stand out. I just feel like it would be great for me with my experience to share that. And then let's dance and have a good time. I want to be able to share my gifts with as many young, upcoming dancers as I can. I just recently got the opportunity to work with a major star. There's a project that's coming up. I can't tell you what it is, but I do have an acting role in it, and I hope that it kind of shows the level of where I'm at and where I can go. I'm at a point where I'm letting it all go. I actually turned down being one of the Beyonce Formation Tour dancers. I turned down being one of the anti-tour dancers. And I feel like a lot of people were like, are you crazy? Like, what are you doing? People expect you to stay in a box. They expect you to stay in what they know you as. And I feel like God has way more in store for me, and I do want to tap into the TV and film world. I want people to look at me and go, oh, that chocolate girl, she was a force. I want to be remembered for the girl who took risks and took the chance to make her dreams become a reality in every way possible.
My name is Suzy Ryoo, and I'm the venture partner and VP of Technology and Innovation here at Atom Factory. Our platform serves artists and entrepreneurs. And so everything that we do here, whether it's investing in early stage companies, managing the career and development of artists and musicians, we try to hire diverse and thoughtful people that can meld those worlds of technology, entertainment, and culture to empower artists and entrepreneurs. In elementary school, I remember being on AOL Instant Messenger in chat rooms.
Welcome.
And I remember just being a digital native, like always looking out for the next emerging platform. I think people our age gravitate towards that because that's what they grew up with and that's what they know. And technology has accelerated so fast that as opposed to a career in finance or a career in accounting or consulting, young people of today graduating college, they see amazing global companies that have actually only been around for the past 5 or 10 years, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, and they want to join because they see the leaders of those companies as leaders of the culture of today and want to join on that journey, and hopefully someday become entrepreneurs and do it themselves as well. Some of our teammates here start as interns and then get offered full-time positions, and we have a lot of ambitious, young, driven, diverse, talented women. The cards are not stacked in our favor. Starting my career in finance, I remember being the only woman and the only person of color, being Asian American, in the room. And that environment wasn't the easiest, but I learned a lot from it, and I learned to have my own voice, and I learned what was important to me and what I wanted from a career. I don't think it's easy to be a woman or a person of color in business, but I think that with the right attitude and the right work ethic and the right humility and hustle, it's more than possible to excel. I can honestly say that this is my dream job, and I'm doing many jobs, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I actually feel like a lot more responsibility in my role as venture partner here, just because one, I am a minority in that I'm an Asian American woman, and there are not that many women in general in technology and in venture capital. And so to have this role and to have this responsibility is something that is super important to me. Success in my position is making something happen for somebody else. whether that's our artist, one of our entrepreneurs in our portfolio, it's if I'm able to help them, that's super fulfilling because you feel like you have a part in their success. And I think that's what drives me. When you ask the question of what do you want your legacy to be, it's around impact. How can I use my talents and skills and personality and character and like unique and quirky brain to contribute something meaningful and authentic to the world?
I don't know it's all you have to say.
I was born and raised in Stockholm, Sweden, so a musician family. I played cello from the age of 5 until I was 19, and I think my mom always wanted me to go that direction. I didn't have that kind of discipline you need to have to be a classical musician, and I always wrote my own songs. I just only learned to do something in music. I never really wanted to go another direction. My parents were always very supportive of going in a musical direction. I think they would be devastated if I didn't. So I always felt very supportive.
I'm tired of talking.
I didn't really expect that everything would happen like it did. When I put out my songs on SoundCloud, Tired of Talking, my single, I was restless and my producer convinced me to put something out because I didn't have anything out. And I put it out on SoundCloud and it just kind of went pretty crazy. I think ABBA definitely set a certain standard to Swedish musicians. They were basically the first band in pop culture that was big. So I think that people feel after ABBA that you can go big if you really set your mind to it, even if you're from Sweden or Denmark. I think that artists as Lykkeli and Senabasi or Little Dragon, they kind of made their own thing into what pop can be in Sweden, because there's one way to do pop and it's very pop-tartish. And they kind of made it to their own, combining indie with soul and just did their own thing. And I think that's why they stand out, because they just went their own way. Of course you want people to remember you, and I still want the music I make today to feel contemporary in 10 years or 20 years. I just want people to feel the same way about my music that I feel about ABBA. I don't know, things that I listen to.
My name is Jessica Franklin. I am the founder of HeyGorJess.com, which is a beauty blog about fashion, lifestyle, and everything in between. It actually started from Instagram, so I'm a big lover of Instagram. Some people are like, oh, social media is bad. But if you use it the right way, it's amazing. It can literally make your career. So it started just when Instagram first came out, and I was just posting random things, posting my messed up food, it wasn't that pretty, it was my styrofoam plate of food, and then just posting pictures of my hair. And then I realized, I was there's a little natural hair community on here. There'll be some people who would repost my photos. So from there I was maybe I can put this on a website, and instead of everyone asking questions on Instagram, then I have a platform. At first it was a little scary because you're yeah, I don't know what people are gonna say, and you're kind of vulnerable on there. You're really showing your true self. A lot of times you don't have makeup on. People love to troll on the internet. And it's hard with everything that I'm doing with the 9 to 5 and then this. You don't have a lot of sleep sometimes. It's like people say you have your 9 to 5 and then you have your 7 to 2. It's 24/7. But it's rewarding in the end, especially when you see the results of what you've been doing. I really didn't know where it would take me. I really didn't have a plan to be blogging as much as I am now, but I was just let me just start it and help inspire other women. And then from there, it just kept growing. I got a lot of partnerships with different brands and events, and then I started YouTube. I feel I could use this platform to make a bigger difference. Because sometimes you feel am I doing all this work in vain, It's a lot of great power to have. And when I first started my blog, that was my tagline to help women feel beautiful both inside and out. to both be confident in yourself, no matter what hair texture you have. And when I see like young girls especially saying like, oh, I look up to you, or like you helped me go natural, or like I tried your video and I love my hair now, you know, stuff like that, it just makes it's like it's worth it. You know, it's worth like not sleeping sometimes, or you know, or it's like I'm actually doing something that's making a difference.
I'm Chloe. And I'm Maud, and we're sisters, and we are professional tap dancers and entrepreneurs. Syncopated lady! And we're from Washington, D.C., but now we live between LA and New York. And we have been tap dancing since we were really little, and we started right here in our hometown. And it's really because of artists like Gregory Hines, the Nicholas Brothers, that came here and infused the city with tap dance that made us say, you know what, we can be tap dancers, and we want to do this for our lives. I know for me, the first time that I knew I wanted to be a tap dancer was when I saw the movie Tap in a movie theater. And I can still remember walking away from the theater, just reimagining those scenes and seeing myself doing that one day. For me, well, we grew up without a lot of resources, so I just had to go to dance with Chloe because that ended up being my babysitter, was the dance studio. And so I just sat there and watched everybody all the time, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this, I want to try it. We're both Ivy League graduates, so when graduation time, we went to Columbia University. When graduation time was coming, what are you gonna do? Be a tap dancer! You're gonna be broke. Yeah. You're gonna be broke. All of our friends were, you know, heading to Wall Street and, you know, corporate law. We're like diving into becoming tap dancers. So our entire lives, what we've done has not been the quote unquote popular choice. And so I always, you know, encourage young people, do what you love, because you know, all of those people that were discouraging us along the way are people now that are sharing our video. We just continue to go passionately towards what we want, and we really hope that other people do that too. One of the most exciting things we did at the end of last year was produced a documentary called Tap World.
Rhythm is the language of life.
It documents a lot of the people that we've met on our travels around the world that are living these lives as tap dancers. Most people don't know this is happening and existing, but it's thriving. And we're here to change that and to let people know that the tap is a vivacious, cutting-edge art form, and that people of all ages, genders, walks of life have a voice in this field. Super exciting. Beyonce has shared our latest video, and we did a video to Formation. And so my company, Syncopated Ladies, did the tap Formation video. And again, this is one of those moments where we saw that she shared it on her Facebook page, and immediately the views magnified. Over 5 million views. And
in 3 days.
In 3 days. I call it the Beyonce effect. This video is particularly powerful for women because it starts with 5 black women in my company. And then once we perform the dance, it is followed by women around the world. We sent this video to women around the world and asked them to learn it and send us videos
and
back.
young girls.
Yes.
So there are some girls in the video that are like 9 years old, 11 years old, from Brazil, from Denver, from LA, from all over, and they all came into Formation. So it was awesome.
In the history of tap, there have really never been women who receive the same acknowledgement as men in the field. When we think about artists, you know, and the artists that influenced us, they were incredible, but they were the male artists in the field. And there were so many women that were killing it, and they just didn't get the chance to be heard. What Beyonce did is not just something that changes our lives, but it changes the magnitude and scope of a field of tap dance to say that women count too, and that our voices matter. And that really taught us that as you are building your own success, you can lift other people up. And that's really the mission of our foundation, is that as we're building our dream, that
we bring in everybody
yeah.
and we build them up too, so they can follow their own dreams.
That's really the point of why we're here, is that we as women and sisters from around the globe have such incredible stories, such incredible strength within us, and sometimes we doubt that. And sometimes we don't acknowledge our own strength.
I feel like the things that you create are the things that will live for many, many generations after you've passed. And I want people to remember me as somebody who always made them feel great about themselves, whether that be through my art or through our personal interactions. It's extremely important for me for people to feel loved and to feel great about themselves. 1, 2, 3. Who runs the world? Girls!
I love to have people feel inspired to go the distance. I would hope that when I'm very, 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 very old and someone says my eulogy, that they'll say, Chloe made me believe in myself and made me know that my dreams could come true.